Kusama is a pre-creation climate in view of Polkadot utilized chiefly to test new crypto projects and blockchain prior to being put to showcase. Kusama is a jungle gym for engineers that make on Polkadot. Furthermore, the task likewise has a local token KSM, exchanged available. As we referenced, Kusama has less measures, so projects that don't need an elevated degree of safety, gaming, or informal communities, for instance, frequently stay with it. These realities make Kusama a phenomenal spot for development. Kusama gave 1% of the underlying spec supply, 100,000 tokens, to partners and the local area individuals. They did the freebie to interface the stages and boost holders new to Polkadot to bounce on Kusama. Kusama has a depository that has the objective to gather assets from cutting, failures from the marking framework, lost stores, and exchange charges. Clients can submit spending proposition that require securing a specific measure of KSM on the organization that adds to 5% of the bid. These spending proposition must be supported by somewhere around 60% of the committee. On the off chance that the proposition isn't supported, Kusama cuts the saved assets yet provided that under half of the chamber settles on it. Along these lines, terrible recommendations are halted. A creative administration technique to deal with the depository. KSM has a circling supply of 8.47 million tokens out of the 10 million in the complete stock. A great deal of blockchains lean toward the proper stock, however not Kusama. The inventory increments by 10% every year. KSM is marked relying upon the number of tokens that are printed. So if a big part of the accessible KSM tokens get marked, the approval keeps the shiny new coins as a whole. In any case, assuming that how much KSM marked is under half, validators won't uphold the printed tokens as a whole, so some will go to the depository. As we referenced previously, KSM sent off as an airdrop for financial backers in the DAB deal. The dissemination accompanies a proportion of 1-to-1. And financial backers that didn't claim spot were as yet ready to get into KSM with a frictional fixture. Measures that have since been intruded. Gavin Wood is, obviously, likewise one of the prime supporters of Ethereum and has assembled a colossal continuing locally. To Wood goes the credit for creating robustness, the programming language designers use to program dApps on the Ethereum blockchain. What's more, he is likewise the CTO of the Ethereum establishment and has likewise filled in as an examination researcher for Microsoft. In 2015 Wood established Equality Advances. The organization keeps up with Substrate, a product structure utilized by engineers on Kusama that spotlights on parachains. Furthermore, it doesn't end here. Wood is the leader of the Web3 establishment. The establishment is liable for having led the Polkadot token deal that raised around $200 million. Wood is the man behind the undertaking. Also, you can perceive that he has projected his splendor right to Kusama, KSM. It predicts the symbolic coming to $1,641 this year and up to $6,049 in 5 years. KSM, anticipating the task will just $593 by 2021 and $1,337 in 5 years. As of the hour of composing, Kusama is sitting at around $420. The market cap is generally $3,600,000,000, which makes it the 39th greatest crypto resource. Kusama likewise has a market strength of 0.20%. In the event that you have confidence in Polkadot, you trust in Kusama. In the event that you trust in Kusama, you have faith in Polkadot. The value history of their two local tokens SPEC and KSM, are totally corresponded and not surprisingly thinking about that they are cousins. However, there are likewise a few distinctions between the stages. As we previously referenced, the section hindrances and hazard are a lot of lower on Kusama, Polkadot's testnet. What's more, hence, a few designers are deciding to never change to Polkadot and simply stay on Kusama. Indeed, even after their testing, crypto projects are, by definition, hazardous and imaginative. That is the general purpose of the local area. Hence I figure Kusama will fill all the more freely later on, and there is a ton of interest for projects that permit designers to work with greater adaptability. Polkadot isn't awesome for that. Kusama will, as I would like to think, siphon in the future, yet it will likewise foster all the more freely, making a more extensive environment. Polkadot's market cap today is around $29.0000, approximately multiple times greater than Kusama. I foresee that whole will before long get more modest. My Kusama cost expectation for 2021 is $1,500 to $1,700, and I figure the venture might enter the main 20 crypto resources for each market cap. Obviously, I'm discussing my viewpoints. This isn't monetary counsel. I could be off base. You ought to continuously investigate as needs be prior to settling on any speculation choice. Recollect consistently to exchange dependably and don't contribute more than whatever you will lose. Kusama Cost Forecast 2025. In view of the information and contentions spread out over, a cost of KSM token in 2025 could be in the $3,000 $5,000 territory. A drawn-out sensible gauge, $3,317.31. Kusama Cost Forecast 2030. There are 2 or 3 laws of human advancement that keep us from imagining that Kusama will be what its holders expect and trust it to be. Those are first-mover benefit and combination and resulting imposing business model. A first-mover benefit can be essentially characterized as a company's capacity to be in an ideal situation than its rivals because of being first to showcase in another item class. Imposing business model is what is happening in which a solitary organization or gathering claims all or essentially all of the market for a given kind of item or administration. Both of the peculiarities we notice above support the theorem, and we don't imagine they will change in the mid and long haul future. We are as yet not certain in the event that Kusama and comparative undertaking really do have a drawn-out future and KSM token could be worth 0 out of 2030, as the task probably won't exist by then. Odds are 50 to 50 in our eyes for that to occur. Is Kusama worth putting resources into? Kusama is a wise venture for the present moment when the market is in the bull run. Typically these kinds of more up-to-date projects do remarkable well when the generally crypto market is in the green and they beat other better-known projects by a ton. Notwithstanding, make a point to leave them in time, as they will generally get a beating during running and bear market cycles. For what reason will Kusama succeed? Since it proposes a significant help, it previously constructed a name for itself in its specialty and experienced no security breaks or different kinds of compromises, financial, reputational and so on. The symbolic itself gives utility and checks out, which isn't true with numerous other comparable ventures. For what reason will Kusama fall flat? Kusama could fall flat due to the wild contest, dynamic